I'm Justin Kinner. He's Kev Nash, back with you here on Dayton's ESPN radio station, 1410 Wing AM. Training camp is about to get underway, and I cannot tell you how excited I am. I've never been more excited for preseason football in my life because preseason football is football, no matter what Kev Nash tries to tell you. No matter what Kev Nash tries to tell you. I'm excited to bring in our next guest, former Bengal. He knows a thing or two about preseason. I didn't want you to have a chance to talk about it. Mr. Ickey Woods hanging out with us. Ickey Woods, welcome in, sir. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Look, Kev and I, we always have this debate. Look, I look forward to preseason football, not because I like boring football, but I just like football. Football is football, and preseason means the season's almost here. Do you get excited for preseason football, or you like Kev?
I get excited for any football, man. Preseason, little league, it don't matter. High school, whenever we can get out there and get that football season started, I'm excited.
All right. Well, you know what's interesting about this Bengals team, you know, with all the winning that they're doing during the season, they're kind of boring in the offseason. And I guess no news is good news. That when there's no headlines, that's a good thing. It's kind of a dull, boring offseason for your Cincinnati Bengals. I don't think that's a bad thing, correct?
That's not a bad thing at all, man. You know, as long as we can have some good quality guys there and don't have no off-season shenanigans, man, is always a good thing going into the season. My man Joe Mixon took a pay cut, which is very upstanding for that gentleman. You know, the backs are very, very underrated in a passing league. You know, it's unfortunate, man, that they're not, you know, paying these guys like they should, man. I know my man Barkley deserves to be paid, and the other kid down there in San Diego. Well, not San Diego, they're in Los Angeles now. He's the Eccles kid, deserved to be paid, man, but they're not trying to pay these young men.
If you were in the league today and experiencing what these running backs are going through, obviously you'd be upset just like they are. But what power do players have in this situation? I just saw a tweet that a lot of the running backs are kind of getting together and they're trying to, you know, come together to come up with a solution to kind of fix this problem. But, you know, it's fine to say that we're trying to find a solution to fix it, but what are some of those solutions? I mean, from thinking back to your playing days, what solutions are there, and do you see any of those solutions taking place?
Well, it really didn't. It didn't fare too well back in my day. You know, when players didn't have a lot of say back in my day, but nowadays players are having a little say on how their careers go. So I don't know how it's going to work out, you know, but it's still a work in progress. But those guys, they do deserve to be compensated for their abilities and the things that they bring to their football teams. Unfortunately, that it's a passing league, it's a quarterback league, and those are the guys who's making the most money.
You know, Ickey, I want to touch on something a little bit different. Last year, the Bengals broke out with their all-white uniforms, and now the Cleveland Browns have all-white uniforms. Are the Browns trying to steal the Bengals swag or what?
Man, you already know the NFL is a copy league, man, and one team does it, and it turns out well, the next team is going to do it. So, yeah, Cleveland Browns are being copycats right now, man. It was like when we came up with the no-huddle offense, went to the Super Bowl with it, and then the Buffalo Bills cried about it in the AFC Championship game. And then the next 4 years, they used it to go to their own Super Bowls 4 years in a row. So it's definitely a copy league, man, and everybody's jumping on board, and it's nice. You know, I like the all white unis, especially our all white unis. I hadn't seen the Cleveland Browns yet to see how they look in all white, but it fares to everybody's having a lot of fun doing fun things.
You know, Ickey, maybe I shouldn't tell you this. Maybe you know this. I don't know, but I'm a Browns fan. You know, but you know, I like you, Ickey. I really do. But you know, I can't handle.
I would have never known it by the phone number. Yeah. You
know. Well, like to be fair here, like the Bengals kind of stole the Browns jerseys when they, you know, became a football team. So I'm just saying we're just taking it back. That's all that's happening.
Oh no, we ain't never stole nothing from the Browns, man. Y'all had that dingy orange, man. We went with the bright orange. And we had the black, man. Y'all had dingy orange and brown, and we had orange and black, man. So we ain't stole nothing from y'all, man. We might have we might have took your head coach and all that when we left. You know, he was the guy who left there and went to Cincinnati and started the team. But the colors were never the same, you know. But you're right. The Bengals did take a little thunder from the Browns to start off with, though, man. So, you know, because that's where they come from. They came from the Cleveland Browns, and him and Art Modell got into a little scuffle. So Paul decided he wanted to start his own team and went right up the road and didn't want to leave the state. So it's been a rival ever since.
You know, Ickey, that's what I love about you former Bengals too. In all seriousness, is like I talk with like Keith Byers and some others. Like not every pro team, like their alumni, like are as close or as like ambassadors of their franchise the way you guys are. You obviously know the history of your franchise and all that type of stuff, which is pretty cool. But it's rare. Not a lot of teams in the NFL have that alumni following or that alumni support the way that the Bengals do, which is obviously much needed because obviously there's always so much criticism going thrown their way. But you guys seem pretty locked in.
Oh yeah, man. You know, especially since we're not a very old franchise. We started in '68, so you know we're just had our 50th birthday not too long ago. So we're a fairly young franchise compared to most of the franchise. So you know, you have guys who mostly played their whole career with the Bengals, which I did, and some guys who played here and got to see how good it was other places. You know, Cincinnati was never really a great place. It's starting to turn around now, you know, but when I played and a few guys that played before me, Cincinnati's the organization wasn't too player friendly. But that's changing now, and they're starting to, you know, adhere to the players, starting to give the players the recognition that they need. You know, they started the Ring of Honor up here in Cincinnati 3 years ago, and so they're trying to honor the guys who paved the way for the organization, and I think that's great.
You talked about how the organization's more player friendly now. I think nothing's more evident of that than, you know, Corey Dillon didn't want anything to do with the Bengals, and now that it's cool to be a Bengal, now he wants in the Ring of Honor so bad. What did you? What was your takeaway of the criticism that Corey Dillon had regarding kind of how having season ticket holders vote upon the Ring of Honor? Did you agree with that, or where were you with the drama kind of going on with that about a week ago?
Well, I really didn't pay attention to it, but you know, I know Corey Dillon, and you know, he has his. He had a point there, you know, in the Ring of Honor. That should be a lot of that should be based on stats and things that the players did for the organization while they were there, and not a type of thing where you have the season ticket holders vote on it. But that's neither here nor there. You know, it's great to have the season ticket holders involved in the things that goes on with the organization, and you know, whether he likes it or not, or whether I like it or not, it really doesn't matter. It's a way to get the fans involved and get the season ticket holders involved, and you know, everybody wins in that situation.
Ickey Woods, former Bengal, with us. Ickey, last thing on the way out, we appreciate you hanging out with us here today. You know, it's been kind of fun in the offseason. We talked about a quiet offseason for the Bengals, but it's been kind of fun, the jawing back and forth between the Chiefs players and the Bengals players, you know, Jamar Chase, Travis Kelce. I love that. We circle that matchup on the schedule now for a lot of reasons. But did you have a rivalry like that back in the day? I mean, obviously, you know, the Niners and others, but did you have a team that you guys kind of just were always kind of back and forth like that, even in the offseason?
Oh, yeah, man. It was everybody in that North Division, man, which was Pittsburgh, the Browns, and back then it was the Oilers.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a rival with those. It was those. Any team in our division that we played twice a year, it was always a knockdown rival because you had to play those guys twice a year. You know, you knew you play them at home, and then you know you had to go up to their place and play them. So it was very much a rival, and you look forward to playing those games every year. because you get to talk. Especially if you beat them twice, you get to talk smack for the whole year.
All right, good stuff. Ickey Woods. Ickey, you the man, sir. I appreciate your time. And because I respect you so much, I'll give you a who day. As a Browns fan, I'll give you a who day. How about that?
I appreciate that, man. Who day. Appreciate you guys having me in, man. You guys have a wonderful and blessed the rest of your day.
Thanks,
All right.
Ickey.
Thank you, Ickey. Take care. Good stuff. Ickey Woods, former Bengal. We'll be right back.